Have you ever stopped to think about where your energy really comes from? Not the coffee in your cup or the meal you just ate, but the actual source that powers every heartbeat, every thought, every breath? Inside each of your cells are tiny engines called mitochondria. They're like microscopic batteries, constantly charging and discharging, keeping your body alive and functional. But here's what most people don't realize. These mitochondria determine far more than your energy level. They shape how young or old you feel. You see, as we age, our mitochondria don't just get weaker, they actually start to die off. The fewer you have, the slower your body becomes at producing energy. It's why climbing stairs feels harder, why your brain fogs faster, and why recovery takes longer. Scientists now call this process mitochondrial decline, and it's being linked to nearly every age-related disease we know, from Alzheimer's to heart disease to chronic fatigue. But here's where it gets really interesting. People who age well, those vibrant, sharp, energetic individuals in their 60 seconds or 70 seconds who seem to have endless drive, they aren't just lucky. Their secret lies in healthier, more active mitochondria. Their cells are literally producing energy more efficiently, and that difference can be measured. Researchers have looked at elite athletes, centenarians, and people with exceptional longevity. What they found is consistent. The number and efficiency of mitochondria inside their cells are significantly higher than in others of the same age. These people didn't just slow aging, they re-engineered it from within. Now, that raises a powerful question. If mitochondria determine how young our cells feel, can we grow new ones? The answer, proven through years of research, is yes. Your body has the ability to make brand new mitochondria fresh, strong, and clean. It's like replacing old, flickering light bulbs with bright new ones. The process is called mitochondrial biogenesis, and it's one of the most exciting discoveries in modern health science. But it's not magic. Your body won't do it automatically unless it's given a reason to. Just like a muscle only grows when it's challenged, mitochondria multiply when they're given the right signals, and those signals come from your lifestyle, from how you eat, move, and rest. In fact, scientists have found that certain foods, nutrients, and habits can switch on the very genes responsible for mitochondrial growth. Think about that. Every time you eat, you're not just filling your stomach. You're sending information to your DNA, telling it to either build new energy factories or let the old ones decay. That's why the way we eat is so powerful. It's not about calories, it's about communication. So, when you look at someone who seems decades younger than their age, sharp mind, glowing skin, endless vitality, what you're really seeing is a body full of active mitochondria, cells that are still burning bright. Energy isn't something you lose with age. It's something your cells stop producing efficiently because we stop giving them what they need. But when you learn how to feed your mitochondria, when you give them the compounds that activate growth, repair damage, and improve oxygen, something incredible happens. Your body begins to rebuild itself at the most fundamental level. You don't just feel better, you are better, stronger, clearer, more alive. That's the secret of energy that doesn't fade, the energy that starts deep in your cells and radiates outward. Because true vitality isn't found in caffeine or supplements. It's built inside you, one mitochondrion at a time. How does mitochondrial decline actually make us feel older? It's not always obvious at first. It starts subtly: a little less drive in the morning, a slower recovery after exercise, or maybe that mental fatigue that hits you halfway through the day. These are the early whispers of cellular energy loss. When your mitochondria begin to falter, every system in your body starts to slow down, because mitochondria are the engines that run everything. Imagine your body as a city and your mitochondria as the power plants. When those plants are working well, lights shine bright, traffic flows, and life thrives. But when they start to fail, there's a rolling blackout, one neighborhood at a time. That's what happens inside us as we age. Muscles weaken, the brain loses focus, organs become sluggish. It's not simply getting older, it's losing energy at the cellular core. Scientific studies have shown that mitochondrial decline is a root cause of aging itself. Researchers at Harvard and Stanford have even called it the energy crisis of aging. When mitochondria wear out, they produce less ATP. That's the molecule that powers every cellular process. And when ATP drops, your body shifts from thriving to merely surviving. Fatigue becomes normal, motivation fades, and your resilience, both physical and mental, starts to crumble. But the hopeful truth is this: mitochondrial decline isn't a one-way road. Your cells are incredibly adaptive. When you challenge them the right way through the right foods, the right stressors, the right signals, they respond with renewal. They begin to clear out the weak, damaged mitochondria and build new ones in their place. This process has been demonstrated time and again in lab studies and human trials. In one study, older adults who activated their mitochondrial pathways through specific dietary compounds showed measurable increases in muscle performance and endurance without any changes in training. That's because when you fix your mitochondria, your body doesn't just work harder, it works smarter. So when you feel that mid-afternoon crash, that foggy head, that sense that your body's slowing down, it's not just age. It's a signal. Your cells are asking for renewal. And the beautiful part is you can give it to them. By eating the right foods, by moving the right way, by living with intention, you can literally teach your body to make new mitochondria, just like it did when you were young. Energy isn't something that disappears with time. It's something that needs to be rebuilt. And the science now proves that it's absolutely possible. The science behind creating new mitochondria, that's where things get truly exciting. This process is called mitochondrial biogenesis, and it's one of the body's most extraordinary survival mechanisms. Imagine your cells as small factories, constantly producing energy to keep you alive. When your body senses that energy production isn't enough, whether due to exercise, fasting, or certain nutrients, it flips a genetic switch that says, "We need more power." That's mitochondrial biogenesis in action. This isn't just a theory, it's a well-documented biological reality. Scientists have identified key molecules that control this process, the most famous being PGC1 alpha, often called the master regulator of mitochondrial creation. When this molecule activates, it sends a message to your DNA, instructing your cells to grow brand new mitochondria. These fresh mitochondria are more efficient, cleaner, and better at generating ATP, your body's main energy currency. Here's what's fascinating. Your cells are constantly listening to your environment. Every bite you eat, every moment of physical activity, every period of rest, it's all information. When you challenge your body through certain stressors, like exercise or nutrient shifts, your mitochondria sense that stress and respond by multiplying. It's your biology's way of becoming stronger, not weaker, under pressure. A study from the Journal of Applied Physiology found that just a few weeks of endurance-style exercise could increase mitochondrial density in muscle cells by over 40%. That's not just better energy, that's cellular rejuvenation, and it's not limited to athletes. Even moderate movement, paired with mitochondrial-boosting foods, triggers this same process in older adults. Think of mitochondrial biogenesis as your body's built-in anti-aging system. You don't have to force it, you just have to activate it. And that activation can come from surprisingly simple sources, compounds found in foods like green tea, pomegranate, turmeric, and spinach. These natural compounds act like messengers, flipping genetic switches that say, build more mitochondria, renew, regenerate. And the results? More energy, faster recovery, sharper focus, greater endurance. This isn't about living forever, it's about living fully. When your cells start producing energy efficiently again, every part of you feels it. The fog lifts, the fatigue fades. You start to feel like yourself again, the version of you that wakes up ready to move, think, and live. So when we talk about mitochondrial biogenesis, we're really talking about the art of renewal. It's your body's natural, built-in system for turning stress into strength and food into fuel that heals from the inside out. And once you learn to harness it, you're no longer at the mercy of aging, you're in partnership with your own biology. Let's talk about the 4 foods that actually trigger your body to make new mitochondria, not supplements, not pills, but real, natural foods backed by solid science. These aren't exotic or hard to find. They're simple choices that send powerful messages to your cells. Because remember, food isn't just calories, it's communication. Every meal tells your body what to do next: repair, build, or break down. And these 4 foods tell it to renew. The first one is pomegranate. It's not just a fruit, it's a cellular engineer. When you eat pomegranate, your gut bacteria transform some of its compounds into urolithin A, a molecule shown in Nature Medicine to help your body recycle old, damaged mitochondria and grow new ones. Think of it as a detox program for your cells. It clears out weak, inefficient mitochondria and replaces them with younger, stronger versions. In one clinical trial, older adults who took urolithin A for just a few months showed improved muscle endurance even without exercising more. That's real regeneration happening at the cellular level. The second food is green tea, one of nature's most powerful mitochondrial activators. It contains a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, which activates the genes responsible for mitochondrial biogenesis. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that EGCG not only boosts energy metabolism, but also improves fat oxidation and brain function. In simple terms, green tea turns on the energy switch inside your cells. A warm cup in the morning doesn't just wake you up, it wakes up your mitochondria. Third, turmeric, the golden spice of vitality. Its key compound, curcumin, is a powerhouse when it comes to mitochondrial protection and renewal. Curcumin activates PGC1 alpha, that master switch we talked about earlier. It also reduces oxidative stress, the kind of cellular rust that damages your mitochondria over time. In research from the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, curcumin was shown to not only protect existing mitochondria, but stimulate the creation of new ones in muscle and brain tissue. That's why so many cultures that use turmeric daily in their diets show lower rates of metabolic and cognitive decline. And the fourth, dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These are rich in nitrates, natural compounds that enhance oxygen efficiency in mitochondria. What does that mean? Your cells get more energy out of every breath you take. A study in the Journal of Physiology found that people who ate nitrate-rich greens for just a few days had mitochondria that were more efficient, producing the same energy with less oxygen. That's why, after eating greens consistently, many people report feeling more energetic and clear-headed without extra caffeine or stimulants. What's remarkable about these foods is how they work together. Pomegranate clears out the old mitochondria. Green tea switches on the genes that make new ones. Turmeric protects them as they grow, and leafy greens help them work better. It's a natural synergistic system of renewal that your body already understands. It just needs the right ingredients. And here's the best part. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Start small. Add half a cup of pomegranate seeds to your breakfast. Replace 1 cup of coffee with green tea. Sprinkle turmeric into your soups or smoothies. Fill half your plate with greens at dinner. Because over time, these little choices compound. They build momentum inside your body, one mitochondrion at a time. Your body was designed to heal, to rebuild, to thrive, and these foods are simply the tools that unlock that design. Every bite you take can either feed fatigue or fuel renewal. The choice, every day, is in your hands and on your plate. When we talk about growing new mitochondria, it's not just about the foods themselves. It's about the natural compounds inside them that send powerful biochemical signals to your genes. These compounds, called phytonutrients, are nature's molecular messengers. They don't just nourish you, they instruct your body to repair, regenerate, and rebuild energy systems that may have gone quiet with age. Think about it this way. Inside every cell, your DNA is like a massive library of possibilities. Most of those genes are dormant, waiting for a reason to wake up. Certain plant compounds act like keys, unlocking those sleeping instructions. They activate genes responsible for energy production, mitochondrial growth, and defense against cellular stress. This isn't hype, it's pure biology. Take polyphenols, for example, powerful antioxidants found in green tea, berries, and pomegranate. They activate pathways like AMPK and SIRT1, the same ones triggered by exercise and fasting. These are your body's energy sensors. When switched on, they tell your cells, we need to adapt. We need more power. And your cells respond by creating new mitochondria. That's why people who consume polyphenol-rich diets consistently report more stable energy, better metabolism, and sharper focus. Their cells are literally running on upgraded hardware. Then there's curcumin from turmeric, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that not only reduces oxidative damage, but also signals your body to enhance mitochondrial biogenesis. Curcumin supports the communication between your cell nucleus and mitochondria, ensuring that your energy systems are running in harmony. It's like a tune-up for your cellular engines, keeping them efficient and resilient. And don't overlook nitrates from leafy greens. Once inside your body, they convert into nitric oxide, which improves blood flow and oxygen delivery to cells. When mitochondria receive more oxygen, they work smarter, not harder, producing more ATP with less waste. This process is what makes you feel vibrant and alive after a meal rich in greens. It's not placebo, it's physiology in action. What's so inspiring is how these natural compounds mimic the effects of habits we already know are healthy. Fasting, exercise, and certain plant nutrients all send similar stress signals to your mitochondria. Good stress called hormesis. When your cells face that good kind of challenge, they adapt by getting stronger, more efficient, and more youthful. So even without hours in the gym or long fasting periods, eating foods rich in these compounds gives your body that same wake-up call. The brilliance of this process is its simplicity. You're not forcing your body to change. You're giving it the signals it was designed to respond to. You're teaching your cells to become better versions of themselves, and over time, that cellular improvement turns into visible vitality, clearer skin, quicker recovery, better mood, sharper memory, because when your mitochondria are thriving, every part of you thrives. So when you look at your plate, don't just see food, see information. Every color, every spice, every leaf carries instructions. Instructions to either age or to renew. And when you choose the right ones, the ones nature has fine-tuned over millions of years, you're not just eating to survive. You're eating to reprogram your energy. Here's where things get even more fascinating. Certain foods and nutrients can actually mimic the effects of exercise and fasting at the cellular level. That means they can send the same powerful signals your body would receive during a workout or a fasting period, triggering your mitochondria to multiply and perform better. Scientists call this metabolic signaling, but you can think of it as your body's way of learning from what you feed it. Let's break it down simply. When you exercise, your cells experience mild stress. They need more energy, so your mitochondria ramp up production, and in response, your body creates new ones. The same thing happens during fasting. When you go without food for a while, your cells sense a shortage of energy, which activates a survival mechanism that cleans up old, inefficient mitochondria and makes new, high-performing ones in their place. Now, here's the exciting part. Some natural compounds in food imitate these stress signals without you needing to fast for long periods or do extreme workouts. One example is resveratrol, found in grapes and blueberries. It activates the same gene family as fasting the sirtuins, which are known to extend lifespan in animal studies and promote mitochondrial biogenesis in humans. It's like giving your body the benefits of fasting through food. Then there's EGCG from green tea, which we mentioned earlier. It acts as a gentle metabolic stressor, activating AMPK, your body's energy sensor. When AMPK is turned on, your cells say, we need to get stronger. So they start burning fat, improving glucose use, and building new mitochondria, all without you even breaking a sweat. Another key player is quercetin, found in apples, onions, and capers. Research from the Journal of Physiology shows that quercetin supplementation can increase mitochondrial content in muscle tissue, much like the adaptations seen in endurance training. In other words, it helps your body behave as if you've just had a powerful workout. And let's not forget curcumin and urolithin, both of which not only protect mitochondria from damage, but also replicate the regenerative signals of calorie restriction and physical exertion. This is why certain traditional diets, like the Mediterranean or Okinawan diets, are so deeply linked with longevity. They naturally include these compounds every day, keeping the body in a gentle, constant state of renewal. What's amazing about this is how your body responds to mild stress. It's called hormesis, the idea that a little challenge makes you stronger. Too much stress damages you, but small doses of the right kind trigger growth, repair, and resilience. These foods act as biological whispers to your cells. Wake up, rebuild, grow stronger. So, when you sip green tea, eat a handful of blueberries, or add turmeric to your meal, you're not just nourishing your body, you're giving it a workout from the inside. You're activating the same cellular machinery that keeps athletes youthful and the elderly vibrant. The beauty of it all is that your body doesn't need extreme conditions to change. It needs smart, consistent signals, the kind nature built into these foods. Every time you eat them, you're training your mitochondria to adapt, to expand, to evolve. You're not just maintaining your health, you're re-engineering it one meal, one cell, one mitochondrion at a time. When people say, you are what you eat, it's more literal than most realize. Every meal you eat sends chemical instructions to your body, instructions that can reprogram your cells toward either decline or renewal. And nowhere is this more powerful than in your mitochondria. Your diet can literally teach your body to become younger, more efficient, and more resilient at the cellular level. Think of your food as software and your cells as hardware. The nutrients, compounds, and even timing of your meals are lines of code that tell your cells how to behave. When you choose the right foods rich in polyphenols, antioxidants, and natural plant compounds, you're essentially installing an update in your biology. You're telling your mitochondria, run faster, last longer, repair more efficiently. This isn't abstract theory, it's been proven in labs around the world. In studies published in journals like Cell Metabolism and Nature Communications, researchers discovered that compounds found in common foods can activate genes responsible for mitochondrial biogenesis and longevity. These genes like SIRT1 and PGC1 alpha are the same ones activated by fasting, exercise, and even some of the world's most promising longevity drugs. But nature had them built into your food long before science caught up. For example, when you drink green tea, those catechins travel through your bloodstream and enter your cells, flipping on the genetic switches that enhance mitochondrial function. When you eat pomegranates, the urolithin A your gut produces triggers your cells to clear out damaged mitochondria and build new ones. When you add turmeric to your food, curcumin helps coordinate communication between your cell nucleus and mitochondria, ensuring your energy systems stay balanced and youthful. Even how you time your meals can influence this reprogramming. Eating within a shorter window, say, a 10-hour period, allows your body to experience short, beneficial periods of fasting that keep mitochondria in renewal mode. This practice, known as time-restricted eating, has been shown to stimulate the same pathways as exercise, prompting your cells to create new mitochondria and improve metabolic efficiency. So when people say, I want to eat healthy, it's not just about maintaining weight or avoiding disease. It's about rewriting the story your cells are living. A diet full of living, colorful, natural foods gives your body the signal to thrive. A diet full of processed, lifeless foods gives your body the signal to shut down energy production, to conserve, to age faster. This is why nutrition isn't just a matter of calories, it's a matter of communication. The food on your plate is speaking to your mitochondria in every moment. It's either saying, create energy, repair damage, stay young, or it's saying, slow down, break down, prepare for decline. Your body listens carefully to those signals. Over weeks and months, those tiny cellular responses accumulate. Suddenly, your mornings feel sharper, your energy lasts longer, your thoughts become clearer. It's not magic, it's your biology waking up. So the next time you prepare a meal, don't think of it as fueling your stomach, think of it as programming your body. Because what you eat doesn't just feed you for today, it teaches your cells how to live for tomorrow. When your mitochondria are healthy, it's not just your body that feels the difference, your mind transforms too. There's an incredible connection between mitochondrial health, brain, sharpness, and emotional well-being. It's something scientists are only beginning to fully understand, but what they've already discovered is astonishing. Your mood, memory, focus, and even your resilience against stress are deeply tied to how well your mitochondria function. Think about it, your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, yet it consumes around 20% of your total energy. That energy all comes from mitochondria. Every thought, every emotion, every flicker of memory is powered by those tiny engines. When your mitochondria are running efficiently, your brain cells fire quickly, communication between neurons is clear, and you feel focused and alert. But when mitochondrial function declines, it's like your brain is trying to run on a dying battery. Fog sets in. Attention slips, and your emotional balance starts to waver. Researchers have found direct links between mitochondrial dysfunction and conditions like depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. When energy production drops in the brain, neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine become imbalanced. It's not just a mental issue, it's a metabolic one. That's why fatigue and low mood so often come hand in hand. They share the same root cause: weak mitochondria. But here's the uplifting part. The brain is highly responsive to mitochondrial renewal. When you improve mitochondrial health through the right foods and habits, your brain rewards you with clearer thinking and emotional stability. Studies show that nutrients like curcumin, EGCG from green tea, and omega-3 fats found in foods like salmon and flaxseed can boost mitochondrial activity in neurons, enhancing memory and protecting against age-related cognitive decline. One fascinating study in Frontiers in Neuroscience demonstrated that increasing mitochondrial biogenesis in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, led to improvements in learning speed and stress resilience. The participants reported sharper focus, steadier moods, and better sleep, all because their brain cells were producing energy more efficiently. That's how powerful mitochondrial health can be. It influences not just how you think, but how you feel. This connection is why some people describe eating clean, nutrient-rich food as feeling lighter or clearer. It's not imagination, your brain is literally getting more energy per cell. More ATP means better neurotransmission, better mood regulation, and more mental stamina to handle stress. So, when you take care of your mitochondria, you're not just fueling your muscles or metabolism, you're fueling your mind. You're building a brain that can think deeply, focus longer, and stay calm under pressure. You're feeding your happiness at the cellular level. And that's the deeper truth. Mental clarity and emotional strength aren't just about willpower, they're about biology. When your brain cells have enough energy, you think better, feel better, and live better. It all starts inside those microscopic engines, the mitochondria that power not just your body, but the very essence of who you are. It's incredible to realize that something as small as a mitochondrion can shape something as big as your entire life. But here's where it all comes together. The small, daily nutrition choices you make have the power to reverse years of metabolic slowdown. You don't need extreme diets, fancy supplements, or complex routines. You just need consistency because your body responds to patterns, not perfection. Every day, your mitochondria are listening. They're listening to what you eat, how you move, how you rest, even how you think. When you consistently choose foods that support energy creation like pomegranate, green tea, turmeric, and leafy greens, you're sending a repeated message to your cells. Build, don't break down. Renew, don't decay. And with time, that message rewrites your biology. You might not notice it overnight, but it happens quietly, steadily. One morning you wake up and realize you have more natural energy. Your recovery time shortens. The mental fog fades. You feel lighter, sharper, younger. That's not luck, it's the accumulation of small, cellular victories. Each time you nourish your mitochondria, you're investing in the energy of your future self. Research shows that even after years of decline, mitochondria can bounce back. In one landmark study, older adults who changed their diet to include more polyphenol-rich foods and anti-inflammatory nutrients saw measurable improvements in mitochondrial density and function within just a few months. Their metabolism improved, muscle performance increased, and fatigue decreased not because of a drug, but because of food, real food. This is the science of hope, the understanding that aging isn't a one-way road downhill. You can slow it, even reverse parts of it, by working with your biology instead of against it. The same cells that once struggled to make energy can learn to thrive again. Your body is never too old, too tired, or too broken to heal when you give it the right tools. So the question isn't, can you change? The question is, will you start? Will you start making choices that feed your future? Because the truth is, the difference between feeling your age and defying it doesn't come from genetics or luck. It comes from mitochondria. And mitochondria are built, nourished, and renewed by what you do every single day. A handful of pomegranate seeds, a cup of green tea, a spoonful of turmeric, a plate full of greens. These are not small things, they are biological instructions, coded in color, flavor, and life. Each one whispers to your cells, keep growing, keep healing, keep living. And when you make that a habit, your body listens, your cells adapt, your energy rebuilds, and your life begins to feel vibrant again. Because aging isn't just about time passing, it's about energy fading. And if you can reignite that energy cell by cell, mitochondrion by mitochondrion, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years.